saying? Okay. Because I was talking about a lot of times, like even the Matrix teaches you because we think we work within time, but it's not our time that's limited, it's our energy.
Time is the string that connects. Time is the string that connects all of our experiences to give it a recognizable story.
Yeah, and you have all the time in the world, but what you don't have in a day is energy. You have so much energy.
So that's why I made a video the other day saying a skill, the only requirement for a skill is that you're giving your energy to it. What you're putting your energy towards becomes your skills, which becomes you.
Yeah, which makes sense. And that's why I talked about relationships, or when you're in a relationship, energetically, it's like having a baby. And
relationship. So that's the ship by which you navigate the seas.
Yeah.
The current seas of time.
Well, and that it's alive and living.
Yeah, because it has a spirit.
You can kill it, you can, and as that energy changes, you have to change. Like every level of a child requires different care. So same thing in a relationship, where at first, you might need this constant attention to it, and then it shifts, and then it needs something else, and then it's going through this process that we're like, well, they've changed, or this has happened. And it's like, yeah, but that's what it's supposed to happen. And you have to meet each need and each level like a child. It's energetic.
Nothing is supposed to happen. Everything is, you're creating everything that happens by your cycles you're creating.
Yeah, because, that's part of that growth, learning about yourself.
So we live in a cause and effect, a sphere of cause and effect, where all possibilities. So see my screen, where all these reflections.
Yeah.
I have a higher self and a lower self.
Yes, which I agree.
I have my shadow body and my light body, my physical body. And all possibilities, my highest self exists on the same plane as my lowest self, and I am the in-between of those. And I have to shift myself to collect all those, to fully understand my highest and lowest selves, all possibilities, and why tuning to my unique frequency, my vibration, which is the middle of my highest, my right shift and left shift, my in-between shift. I have to learn how to tap into that so I can answer all situations, all things happening to me in the correct way, which that's where free will versus determinism comes in. Is you have the ability to choose the ship on which you're traveling. You have the ability to choose how you respond to the outside stimuli, which you're creating and putting in front of you to defeat.
Well, and that's where I'm talking about energy, as in like something great can happen to you that day, but let's say, someone cut you off in traffic, and because you're so upset about that, you forgot about that really good thing that happened to you. It's not that good things are happening to you, it's what you're focused on.
Your reality never changed, just your perception has changed. At any point, you could change your perception of this being a good day or a bad day. You can change that perception. The only one who has the power to do that, though, is you. If you're giving something the power to make you feel something, you're removing your power from yourself. You're responsible for your perception, your feelings. You're the only one responsible for how you feel.
Yeah, even if...
And how you feel is how you navigate the world around you.
Even, I used to think, like, mom and dad are very productive people, and I'm really glad we learned that, but at the same time, what took me a while to figure out was actually just to be still and just, having time to do nothing.
Ground yourself.
Equally important. That I didn't know how to just be at peace with myself. I put everything into productivity, that I need to be moving, I need to be doing something. But if I
Because-
was never sitting still, I wasn't just absorbing or thinking about.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's
Where
like
it's going.
grounding yourself, bringing all these shadow selves into one, and being able to center yourself, be at one with yourself,
Even
so that you're not hemorrhaging energy out to things that are
right.
not you.
And that's where I've kind of learned with meditating is not to try and push things away from my mind, but to allow things to come in, and instead of saying like, I'm focused on this, I allow those things to come up and say like, oh, that's what I'm focusing on, because that's what's popping up in my head right now. And then I have to think like, okay, why do I keep thinking about, I don't know, like my niece or something, like Lyra. Okay, why do I keep feeling like I'm worried about this or that with her? Well, that's because that's what I'm thinking about continually. So
That's what I'm
do I
talking to
need
you about when
fix and
mom's
change?
putting stuff out about her mom, Lyra's mom. You're putting that energy out there and making it possible for that to exist.
You're creating a
If
possibility.
you're only putting out the energy you want to see in the world, you're not creating the possibility for those things to go wrong.
And that's
So like
where-
we have to plan for the worst, or plan for the best but expect the worst, because we know we're setting up hurdles for us to jump over. So here's our plan, but we know because we're working on this goal, we're gonna have to defeat these fears, these reflections of ourselves that we don't
And
like. We
even
have to
being-
defeat those to move up to the next
Yeah.
step of the pyramid.
And being too open and allowing anything to align with me. I realized that that's what brought a lot of people into me, is because I really wanted to help people so much, or just being open. But because I was open and not setting boundaries of saying, no, this is not okay, I invited everything to me. And it allowed
Yes.
people who wanted to take
Because you're
advantage of
taking
that.
on those energies and letting that be a part of you, and not saying that's
Where
it is,
exactly.
well, not knowing that it is a part of you, but that is a separate
But I
from
can
what
control
creates your
that.
identity. It's not
Yeah.
your identity, that is the oneness.
What?
You have to understand how to defeat that.
Where I'm saying like, okay, I feel you, I understand that, but I don't align with it. I understand that's something you're struggling with, and I still feel for that person, but I allow that to be their issue than trying to interact with it in a way that's gonna do neither of us any good.
You're feeding it. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
it's not being receptive.
they're feeding negative energy to negative ideas, and you can't
It just
change.
drains
You
me.
can't change their perception. You can only offer a different way to look at things.
Yeah, and if they're not being receptive to it, then it's the same thing I talk about like in volleyball.
It's what I'm doing with this, Chantel. It's
Oh.
what everyone perceives of what I'm doing has no relevance to me. I know what I'm doing. What anyone else thinks I'm doing, that's their perception.
Which I know, but they
You're
don't.
entitled to your own perception. I can't force you to perceive reality the way I perceive reality. All I can do is guide you, show you this is what I'm doing. I can just do me, and hopefully
Yes,
you,
because it's their alignment. Even if
I
you
will
gave them
magnetically
material.
attract people that are on the same frequency.
Yeah, because even if you gave
The ones
them,
that don't get it doesn't matter.
yeah, because those who think they want factual or more evidential, you can give it to them, but they still won't. see
It doesn't matter.
because
Yeah,
they
I can give them
align
all
to
the
it.
evidence. Unless your mind isn't open to the possibilities.
Of more.
But that's the problem, is so many people are programmed to have a narrow worldview.
Yeah.
But the world is infinite and you are infinite.
Even the idea of, even if I didn't agree with that exactly, I feel like
It
this
is
something-
wind.
Yeah.
And what is wind?
Well, energy, vibration, still tapping into all that. But
Let's try this one.
I'd rather feel like, if anything, this makes more sense because I'd rather have a sense of control and changing around me than to being in a system where I had no control. But I think that's part of that victim mentality, or knowing that you're capable of changes that you have to kind of change that.
All right, I probably gotta go.
Yep.
All right, love y'all. One love.
I'll get my phone. Okay, Dado.
Your infinite beings.
Your puppy's fine.
I am. That's all you are, is am.